distinguished members of the press. As rightly stated by the Honorable Minister, Information and Culture, 2 memos were presented this afternoon by the Federal Ministry of Justice on behalf and at the instance of National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency. As you rightly know, National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency is an agency of the government saddled with the responsibility of exterminating illicit drugs, trafficking, sales, and consumption. Arising from the fact that they have been doing wonderfully well in terms of dealing with the scourge associated with drugs, the federal government has considered the possibility of making added provisions and employing and deploying technological equipment, skills, and competencies that will assist them in delivery. So this morning, 2 memos were taken. One, it was a memo seeking the approval of the Council for the award of contract for the supply of eye scanning lie detector. Our technology has improved to the extent that we have in place technological equipment that have the capacity to detect whether you are indeed speaking the truth or indeed you are lying in the course of investigation. So for the purpose of enhancing the capacity of the NDLEA in exterminating illicit drugs, trafficking, sales, and consumption, the federal government has considered the need and possibility of indeed providing these equipments to NDLEA. So a memo in that respect was presented, it was taken, and the contract was approved for Messiah's Zettabyte Technologies Limited to procure for the agency these lie detectors equipment. So eventually, on that account, the Federal Executive Council approved the award of contract for the supply of eye scanning lie detector by the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency in favor of Messiah's Zettabyte Technologies Limited in the sum of 498,850,000 naira only, inclusive of 7.5 VAT with a completion period of 90 days. That was the first memo that was taken. And the second memo is a memo by which the NDLEA, through the Office of the Attorney General, seeks approval of the Council for the award for the supply of digital night vision goggles to the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency. This is equally additional technological device that is intended to support the night operations of NDLEA in view of its capacity to support visibility for the NDLEA. So that contract too was presented for consideration of the Council, and the Council had graciously approved the award of the contract for the supply of digital night vision goggles by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in favor of Messiah's Ariscent Integrated Solution Limited in the sum of 570,825,000 naira only, inclusive of 7.5% value-added tax with a completion period of 12 weeks. That is it from the Office of the Attorney General at the instance of the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agencies. Thank you very much. Agency, sir.